Hi, we're Group 3, and today we'll be presenting our project on sports media consumption. I'm Colleen, and you will also be hearing today from my partners Davin, Tanner, and Ty. We'll walk through the problem we identified, what we learned from our research, and how our solution game plan addresses a real gap in how fans access live sports. To frame our project, we focused on how avid sports fans move from wanting to watch a game to actually being able to successfully watch it. We looked at three parts of the journey: how fans discover games, how they access them, and what the viewing experience looks like once they get there. What we found is that the path is no longer simple or predictable. It's often fragmented and unclear, even for highly engaged fans. That creates a clear opportunity to simplify access and make the experience more reliable and cost efficient. To understand how we got here, it helps to step back and look at how sports media distribution has evolved over time. Distillation of our secondary research shows waves of change that are reshaping how fans access sports. Over time, sports media has shifted from centralized cable bundles to an unbundled streaming landscape. In the cable era, access was consolidated and predictable. You could turn on one provider and reliably find most games in one place. As we moved into digital and mobile, discovery became more platform driven and on demand, with tools like apps and search helping fans find content. Now, in the streaming era, content is distributed across competing platforms with exclusive rights. For example, Thursday Night Football is moved exclusively to Amazon Prime, and Major League Soccer is now on Apple TV Plus. At the same time, sports broadcasting operates within media rights systems and regional territories that determine where games can be shown, which adds another layer of complexity for fans trying to access content. As a result, even within a single sport, games can be spread across multiple services. And fans following multiple leagues may need 4 to 6 subscriptions just to watch a full season. At the same time, streaming now accounts for nearly half of total TV viewing, which shows how quickly behaviors have shifted. But instead of simplifying access, these changes have created a more fragmented system. So while there are more options than ever, the experience for fans has become more challenging and harder to navigate. And that complexity shows up very clearly when you look at the experience from a single fan's perspective. This visual shows what it looks like for one fan trying to follow multiple sports and leagues. What stands out is the number of platforms required and the lack of a clear path to access them. Fans have to navigate multiple subscriptions, platform exclusivity, and regional restrictions just to watch the games that they care about. For example, if you're an NFL fan, you might need YouTube TV for Sunday Ticket, Amazon Prime for Thursday Night Football, Peacock for Sunday Night Football, ESPN for Monday Night Football, and Paramount Plus for games that are played on CBS. So even within a single league, you're tracking multiple platforms week to week just to figure out where a game is being shown. And you're paying for multiple subscriptions. And it's similar in college football, where games are spread across ESPN networks, Peacock, Paramount Plus, YouTube TV, Sling TV, and others, depending on the conference and the week. So fans often have to check multiple services just to confirm what's playing where. So while supply has expanded, access has become disjointed, unpredictable, and effortful. That breakdown in the viewing experience is what we wanted to explore more deeply. To better understand how fans navigate this, I'll hand it over to Davin to walk through our primary research.
To understand this problem, we conducted primary interviews focused on three key questions. Our research focused on how fans find games, the friction they encounter, and how they evaluate whether a service is worth paying for. What we heard consistently is that finding a game has become a guessing game. Fans start with tools like Google or apps, but still have to check multiple platforms just to confirm access. Even when they find the game, they often don't have the right subscription, and they're managing multiple subscriptions, turning on services to watch a game, then forgetting to unsubscribe from that service, and often paying for services that they don't use. So while fans navigate this differently, they're running into similar challenges. When we looked at our top insights that emerged from primary research, it became clear that sports are an emotional investment to fans, but fragmentation is starting to ruin that connection. The issue isn't finding games, it's that no single platform provides reliable access. Subscriptions are becoming harder to manage, with rising costs and users often paying for services they don't use. And while fans are willing to pay, they only want to pay for what they care about. Taken together, viewing sports is starting to feel less like entertainment and more like work. To bring these insights to life, Tanner will walk through the persona we developed.
So we focused on Sam, an avid, price sensitive sports fan. He watches sports to connect with others and unwind, but frequently runs into friction due to platform fragmentation and inconsistent access. He's constantly traveling, which adds another layer of complexity with regional restrictions and platform differences. Sam's willing to pay for access, but only when the experience is reliable and feels like it's worth it. And right now, that's not consistently the case. To better understand Sam's experience, we map the journey he goes through every time he tries to watch a game. This slide maps the full experience Sam goes through, from discovering the game until after it ends. Across the top, you can see the key stages of the customer journey: discovery, access, watching, and after the game. Within each stage, we've mapped what Sam is thinking and feeling, along with the specific pains and gains that he experiences throughout the process. Sam's needs are based on certainty and simplicity. He needs to easily navigate where to find these games, and once he finds games, it's essential that he can access them easily. Further, he needs a quality stream so that he can have the same experience that the rest of his community is feeling. He wonders why there's so many services to choose from, and when he does choose a specific service, he may not trust it to perform to his standards. While watching the event, he feels relief because he's detached from his work and any other concerns that he has in his day to day life, but he wonders if the stream is going to fail on him at any given time. Based on his experience, Sam either feels excited to discuss with his friends, family, his community, the game he watched, or he feels isolated because he wasn't able to participate in the event that happened. What stands out is that while there's moments of delight, like enjoying the game or connecting with others, those are often overshadowed by frustrations. The most significant pain occurs during access, when Sam knows what he wants to watch, but he can't reliably get there without switching platforms or paying for another service. And that friction doesn't stop there. It carries through the experience, whether it's disappointment with the stream's quality, consistent interruptions, or managing subscriptions afterwards. So while the journey includes moments of enjoyment, it's inconsistent and extremely effortful. This leads us to the problem we set out to solve. So, based on that journey, we defined the problem to solve. At a high level, fans like Sam need a reliable and cost effective way to access the games they care about in real time. The key issue is that even when they know what they want to watch, access often breaks down, usually because of platform fragmentation or the need for yet another subscription. And that's important because it directly affects whether fans can participate in the live experience, which is really the core value of all sports. So we asked, how do we solve this? I'll hand it over to Ty to walk through our solution.
Game Plan simplifies the path from discovering a game to actually watching it. It aggregates viewing options across platforms, provides a clear recommendation, and enables users to access games instantly. So instead of searching across multiple services, users can see all options in one place and move directly to the best way to watch. So rather than navigating platforms, users move seamlessly from intent to access. And to show how that works in practice, I'll walk you through our initial prototype. This prototype shows how the experience works from start to finish. Users begin by selecting their preferences, the sports and teams they care about. Game Plan then brings together all available viewing options and recommends the best path forward. If access isn't already available, users can unlock it directly through a subscription or one time purchase. So the entire flow moves from discovery to comparison to access, all in one place. So, to better understand how this resonated with users, we tested this concept and gathered feedback.
From testing, we learned three key things. First, pricing needed to be much more transparent. Users were concerned about double charging and unclear cost. Second, users wanted more control over their subscriptions, including the ability to track and cancel them easily. And third, our concept needed clearer positioning. Users were unsure if we were a streaming service or something else. This feedback pushed us to clarify our role as a subscription optimization layer, and I'll hand it over to Ty to walk through the revised prototype.
And so, based on that feedback, we decided to restructure the experience. Instead of starting with recommendations, users begin by connecting their existing subscriptions. This gives them immediate visibility into what they already have. From there, Game Plan helps them understand their spending, identify inefficiencies, and optimize their subscriptions. This positions Game Plan not as another streaming platform, but as a subscription optimization layer that helps users make smarter decisions about cost and access across all platforms. So, to bring this together, here's why this solution works. So here we are, Game Plan. It works because it aligns with the problem, the market, and how users actually behave. It solves the core issue by connecting discovery, access, and cost into one clear path. It works with a fragmented system instead of trying to replace it. And it creates new value by helping users make smarter decisions about what to pay for and how to watch. So rather than fighting fragmentation, Game Plan turns it into an advantage for the users. And that's why we believe Game Plan is the right solution. We hope you have found this presentation to be very insightful, and we thank you for listening.